the other thing which I always think needs to hold true, and you make references to the reputation micro-fulfillment has on and off in the market over many, many years, is, then they weren't easy to utilize. These solutions were pretty hard to learn, to run. People get the automation, that the hardware usually works, right? That's fine. And I think about this as, the fact that of course, you need to have great automation, absolutely. But if you forget about the end-to-end and embedding of this hardware into your processes and into a store's environment, then things usually struggled. And I think that is one of the biggest drivers to, even if you've got the volume to get these things off the ground, has been the fact that you're putting this into a store, in a retail environment. People have been working there, very mixed different backgrounds, just, as the nature of it and as we want it to be. But, I'll always describe it as as a puzzle piece, right? Automation is one piece of the puzzle. You will need that, and that is absolutely important. But if you don't have the right processes behind it, right? For example, retail processes are very specific. You talk about waste, you talk about inventory holding, you talk about replenishment, date code, all of those kind of things, which are very specific for grocers. These things are not necessarily straightforward. Then you're missing another piece. So processes are very important.
Right.
The right software with this is really, really important. Software, the point of good software is to take, decision making to the next level, to make it easier for humans to make the right call. Whether that is insights, whether that's decisions on how the business is, needs to be steered, what, do you need to move people around, how do you do this operationally day to day, up to how do we broadly doing as a business at a much, much higher level. Having the right decision-making aids, having the right insights is another big puzzle piece. And the last one for me, next to automation, process, and software, is always the people. Quite often, the people got forgotten in this, right? And we talk about automation, but automation is used by people and steered by people and operated by people. And, people are in and around the heart of this engine. And if you're not clear on what roles you need, if you don't train people, if you don't empower them, if you don't simplify things for them sufficiently, then that's difficult. And that's where we think, like, being there and bringing people all the way to the journey that until it becomes business as usual is ultimately critical. That's why end-to-end is as important than having, enough volume to actually make sense of